Hello, everyone, and welcome to race 15 of the 2024 CFRL Cup Series season. Tonight, we are going to be racing at the place, Talladega Superspeedway in Alabama. And yes, I am actually saying that I'm live. Okay, so I'll go ahead and restart my intro. So, hello, everyone, and welcome to race 15 of the 2024 CFRL Cup Series season. And where are we racing tonight? Well, it is the CFRL guys that are going out there and doing this. So how about we go to the place, that being Talladega. Now, Talladega is a really big track. It's one of the biggest and fastest tracks that we ever go to, not just in Cup, but all series that we run in the CFRL. So, since it is such a draft-dependent track, you know, a lot of the guys who don't run well at some of the other tracks we go to, they can have a chance to, run really well here, since it is, it is, again, very draft dependent. But, yeah, it should be a pretty wild one tonight. Now, as we go ahead and look at the point standings. Now, after last week there was a tie at the top of the standings between Tegan Jones and Michael Whitman. Now, Jones has taken a 6-point lead over Whitman. So, but I don't think that lead is gonna last long, considering how well these two have been racing together. And not only that, but tonight's race is our third no bull race of the season, meaning that extra points are going to be on the line for not just our no bull eligible drivers, but the entire field, pretty much. So, hold on a second here. Alright, so they are in the lobby, so I'm going to go ahead and jump in here. And so now let's go ahead and go over our starting lineup for tonight's race. On the pole is the 42 of Michael Fox, who set a new track record with a 49.412. And starting alongside him is Kevin Williams in the number 3. Row 2 is Bradley Domer Jr. in the 48. And David Wessel in the 41, last week's winner. Row 3, we have Kevin Hall, one of our no bull eligible drivers, and Kamal Wright in the 10. Row 4, we have two more of our no bull eligible drivers, Jared Haw in the 88 and Michael Whitman in the 9. Row 5, we have Spencer Boyce and Sal Zavala. Row 6, we have Matt Connors and JC Tirado. Row 7, we have Anthony Peters and the winner of the last race here, Ryan Parsons, and as well as another no bull eligible driver. Row 8 is the winner of our last plate race, the Daytona 500, Tegan Jones, and Joshua Harris in the 12. And then rounding out the field is Cameron Morris, who missed qualifying, so he will be starting at the back. As they're all doubled up here, we're getting ready to go. If I can find the pole sitter. There we go. Looks like they're all doubled up. Yeah, green flag's out. We are underway at Talladega. Go get them, boys! But be careful. And so Michael Fox already leading the first 2 laps from the pole. And now everybody is starting to run that single file line down on the bottom. There is some shuffling going around, but overall these guys don't want to get caught up on the high side. They want to go back down to that bottom and stay with that train. And as you may have heard from the race chat, one of the drivers seems to be having some internet issues, and that is the one of Anthony Peters, which is Michael Fox's teammate. So the 2 Ganassi guys are already having a tale of 2 races here. One of them out front, and the other one in the back with internet issues. Yeah, and it looks like the top 7 or 8, maybe 9 positions are dominated by Chevrolet. So in this very early stage, the Chevrolets are already running very well right now. So we got the 42 leading, the 3 of Kevin Williams in second, Michael Whitman third, Kevin Hall fourth. Oh, we already got some contact there between the 43 and the 8, and now the 8's going to be shuffling back. But even still, it's all Chevrolets at the front. I believe it is the top. I believe it's the top 10 now. Everyone in the top 10. All Chevrolets. And as they're running right now, I will go ahead and give all of you a brief refresher on how our No Bull races work, especially if you were not present at Darlington when I first explained them. So, our No Bull races are all the crown jewels plus this race here at Talladega. And the top 5 finishers from the Southern 500 at Darlington a few weeks ago, they are the ones that are eligible for the No Bull prize this week. And that, of course, is the 9 of Michael Whitman, who won at Darlington, our Southern 500, Ryan Parsons, Tegan Jones, Kevin Hall, and Jarrett Haw. So all 5 of those guys will be competing for extra points. Now, the highest finishing No Bull driver, meaning one of those 5, will receive 5 extra regular season points. And if a No Bull driver ends up winning the race, they will receive an additional 2 playoff points in addition to the 3 that they get for winning the race. So 5 playoff points and 5 regular season points are on the line for our No Bull eligible drivers tonight. Now, if a non-No Bull driver should win the race, then that driver also receives 5 regular season points, along with the highest finishing No Bull driver. So it's not just the No Bull guys that are going to try to reap the rewards. It's all these other guys, especially with, again, Talladega, a draft-dependent track, being the great equalizer. A lot of these guys have the opportunity to get some big points. And as of right now, the 42 of Michael Fox is definitely on his way to getting some extra points, as I believe we had a little bit of a checkup in the front of the field here. Because of that, it looks like the 10 at Kamal Wright is dropping toward the back. And Spencer Boyce gets around him. And they are all just single file. And of course it is early, so nobody's wanting to make any moves just yet. And as discussed in the driver's meeting, the pace speed will be 70 miles an hour. The stage is 23 going into 24. Now, you don't have to emerge onto the track off of turn 2 like we do at a lot of other places, as you can just blend in onto the racing surface before turn 1 but you have to stay on that double file yellow line on the bottom, so that way nobody hits you and you don't LePage someone if you know you know. And of course, everybody's got to be wary and cautious on checkups. And, since everyone's running all close together, you got to call out when you're pitting, both entering and exiting. So, yeah, these guys definitely have to be careful coming on and off of pit road. We got one car on the apron, and that is the 3 of Kevin Hall. Well, we've seen guys get hung out to dry on the outside. There's one getting hung out to dry on the inside. So, it looks like he spun around. Kevin Hall has spun around. Of course, that's what happens when you straddle 2 of your wheels onto that apron and the other 2 on the racing surface. And since it is a 1-car incident, we stay green. And the 42 of Michael Fox is still out front after starting from the pole. And you got the 37 of Kevin Hall, one of the 5 no-bull eligible drivers, running in second. Now, of course, I doubt this is going to happen, but if they finish where they are now, Fox will win 5 regular season points, and Hall will also get 5 regular season points. He'll miss out on the playoff points, but the 5 regular season points is definitely going to help him out in terms of his playoff hopes. It still looks to be a Chevy domination here early at Talladega. Now, of course, everyone here in the CFRL, both the drivers and myself included, affectionately like to call Talladega the place. And there is a very good reason as to why we do call it the place. And it involves the 31st Lightning Challenge, the Petty versus Hendrick one, in NASCAR Thunder 2003. That challenge is unlocked when you win 8 championships in career mode. And of course, each challenge back then had an intro video by one of the drivers, or in this case, 2 of the most successful team owners in NASCAR history. And that intro video is the stuff of legend, especially toward the end, with Hendrick asking Petty, "Where do you want to race?" And then Petty responding with, "Well, it is the folks from EA Sports helping us do this, so how about we go to the place, the EA Sports 500 at Talladega." And of course, I feel like the existence of that video became well known in the CFRO when the YouTuber named Mark Leifer, or Speed Station as he was known when he uploaded the video in question, speed ran, winning 8 championships in NASCAR Thunder 2003 career mode in order to unlock the 31st Lightning Challenge. And of course, Lightning Challenges like that were one of the reasons why, the older NASCAR games were so great and so classic. And our only hope for the future of NASCAR gaming is that iRacing can tap into that same magic. And speaking of older games, if you follow our Instagram page, that each of our drivers contributes a song for our race day playlist every week. And because we are at the place, and of course we named it that after, NASCAR Thunder 2003, all of the songs that our drivers picked were from previous NASCAR games, ranging from NASCAR Thunder 2002 up until, I believe, NASCAR The Game 2011. So yeah, from the golden age of EA to the first game in the Technic series. So now, of course, we wouldn't be racing if, we didn't care about, NASCAR gaming and like what we expect to see out of new titles every year or every other year. Yeah, but anyway, back to the race in question. If I can find him here. Yeah, the 42 of Michael Fox is still leading, with a 37 of Kevin Hall in second, and the 7 of Spencer Boyce running in third. And it is still all Chevrolets at the front of the field, and I believe we're going to be coming to 6 laps to go in the first stage. And because of the amount of laps we run, these guys aren't really going to make it on fuel, as I'm watching Michael Fox's stream this week, because I don't think Michael Whitman is streaming this week. But he currently has about 3 laps of fuel, and of course he is leading, so obviously he's going to burn more fuel than a lot of the guys behind him. Because of the draft is so powerful, you can run pretty much like half throttle or a full quarter throttle or 3/4 throttle, and not only run at top speed, but also save yourself a little bit of gas as well. And fuel consumption is definitely something that a lot of these guys are gonna be thinking about. Of course, they're still running that single file line on the bottom lane. And I know that the game we're running on is about 4 years old, almost. But the way they're running, they're making it look like the Super Speedway package for the 7th Gen cars. Even though these are Gen 6. And of course, the Super Speedway package for the Gen 6 cars was pretty much the same deal as we're seeing now, but they would run on the high lane. So it is pretty interesting seeing a game kind of predict the future here. And I'm sure at this point everybody's going to want to come down pit road as we see the 37 of Hall drop out of line on the high line. No, yeah, we got some guys coming in now, and it's the 42 and the 7. Now, of course, you do have to be careful when running those high-rated speeds, slowing down to 55 miles an hour to get to pit road. Because you want to do it without speeding, and you also want to slow down without spinning yourself out. Some guys learned that the hard way. And because of that, the 9 of Michael Whitman has taken over the race lead. But for how long? Probably not that much longer, and I believe he will be coming into the pits on this lap. And yes, he is. Michael Whitman is coming in, as well as pretty much everybody behind the 48 of Bradley, as we see somebody get a little sideways coming into the pits. And it looked like the 37 of Kevin Hall. But yeah, pretty much everybody in that lead pack is now in. So hand the lead at the moment to the 48 of Bradley Domer Jr. He had one Hendrick teammate in front of him. Now he has another Hendrick teammate behind him. That being the 88 of Jared Haw. And I'm sure both of them are going to be coming down pit road at some point as they stay out once again. And now Jared Haw takes over the top spot. Or at least it looked like he did. Yeah, he did. He did take over the lead. As I am watching, of course, Michael Fox's stream, so it is a bit more delayed than Michael Whitman's. So yeah, the 88 and the 48 are now the top two. And they have about a little more than half a gap over the rest of the field. And I think stage is over. Yeah, the stage is over. So the 88 of Jarrett Haw is able to make the fuel last to take home the stage win. So meanwhile, the race is for second. Or third, I should say. And it's the 43 of Matt Connors that takes it. Yeah, so a pretty wild ending for everyone third on back. Or could it actually be for fourth place? Because I see the three Kevin Williams on track, and of course, as we saw earlier, he was on the straddling on the apron, and he spun himself out. So maybe, and we did see him make a pit stop earlier, like sometime after he spun out. So he might have stolen third here. Well, let's see here. The 88 is first, followed by the 48 of Bradley Domer Jr., then the 3 of Kevin Williams, the 43 of Matt Connors, the 9 of Michael Whitman, the 13 of Sal Zavala, the 4 of Tegan Jones, the 10 of Kamal Wright, oh, my apologies, folks. I don't really have, any other results here. So, and of course, let's see who has the first pit stall. And it is the 1 of Anthony Peters. And, yeah, Jared Haw wins the race off of pit road. So Jared Haw retains the lead. Bradley Domer Jr. second. And of course, everybody's gonna get themselves ready to double up here. And it looks like Jared Haw will take the outside for the restart. And everybody's slowing down and coming to a stop, so it might be because someone is ghosted on the track, going at pace speed. It looks like everything's all situated out. And it looks like they are going to double up, and we're going to go green this time. And of course, the 88 taking the high lane for the restart. Of course, we are going to start that second and final stage. There's still quite a bit of ways away to go. But of course, a lot of these guys, especially the guys running in the back, want to gain every position that they can. And of course, since it is the place, Talladega, the start-finish line is not in the tri-oval like it is at Daytona, but instead it's past the tri-oval down toward turn 1. And since they're getting ready for the restart, how about we do a little crank it up at the place?
Am I supposed to be up there?
Last call before we restart.
Wait, hold on. What's Morse?
Hey,
Eight, you gotta be beyond the 3.
So am I supposed to be inside or out?
Yeah, well, I took the last one. Oh, shit.
What, 3 wide already? What the hell? Oh my God! What the hell?
Check out.
Go, 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 go.
No, they must have come under me behind.
I saw him like jump back.
I'm so sorry for the day.
That's what the guys are now. You can't tell where they're coming from.
That sucks. Still roll.
Oh my lord.
How about they just start making moves for that can? Holy shit, that was like, pretty bad by it.
I don't know if that was intentional or not, but
Spencer in 7th place. What's up? Spencer in the 7th car in 7th place.
I know, right?
Yay!
Jared Haas still holding on to that lead over his teammate, the 48 of Bradley Domer Jr. And of course, we already saw on that restart, one of the cars got shuffled out on the bottom again, much like the 3 of Kevin Williams. And I believe that was the 10 of Kamal Wright that was shuffled down there. Yeah, and how about that 4 car of Tegan Jones as he's getting help from his teammate on the high line trying to make something work. But he started towards the back of the field alongside the 14 of Parsons. But yeah, Tegan Jones already making huge gains toward the front, and it looks like he might take the lead here, or at least try to. Of course, he does have 2 of his Stewart-Haas teammates behind him. The top 2 are side by side coming off of 2. Got 4 Chevrolets on the bottom, 3 Fords, and 1 Chevy on top. Yeah, now we're starting to see 2 lines form, and it looks like, yeah, Tegan Jones has taken the lead. Yeah, but he hasn't cleared it yet as the inside line now trying to reel it back in. And now Jared Haas briefly retakes the lead. But Jones still making that high lane work, especially since he has two of his teammates behind him. And the high line and the low line are still dead even, but it looks like the high line's got that advantage for now. Now it's looking more and more like the high line's the way to go. Yeah, it is pretty much evenly split between guys up high and guys down low. But now Spencer is making the move down low. He wants to be the lead car in that train, as there was a big checkup on the low line there. Some guys had to take evasive action. And so earlier it was pretty much an all Chevrolet top 10. Now it's looking more and more like we're going to get an all Ford top 5. Make that a top 6 as Ryan Parsons is joining his teammates on the high line. And yeah, it is now a Ford top 6. And of course, Tegan Jones, who won our Daytona 500, which was the last super speedway restrictor plate race. So obviously he knows how to win at tracks like this. And the guy who got him that win is the guy currently running in second. Last week's winner, the 41 of David Wessel. And now it's looking more and more like the real world Gen 6 aero package for the big restrictor plate races as everybody's running up high. But now all the Chevys are getting together on the low line to try to regroup and make that line work again. As it worked out so well for them the first time, but it looks like they thought better of it and they're going to stay up high for now. Of course, we have one car bravely trying to get a low line working again, and that is the one of Anthony Peters, who, of course, yeah, he is the one that has had, you know, internet problems earlier in the race, and I believe they are still persisting. But now Whitman's trying to make a move on his teammate, the 48. So yeah, now it's definitely looking like the Gen 6 aero package. And I'm seeing a few of the guys in the back trying again to make that low line work to their advantage, but it's not really going to work out for them now. The best way to stay with the draft is to stay on that high line. But we got Matt Connors trying to be the brave one. We got one car hitting the wall, and that's the one of Anthony Peters. Well, now everybody's trying to get that low lane working. And Harris drops down low. Oh, it looks like we got a 3 wide situation in back. And everybody's trying to make some evasive action. Oh, we got some contact in the back. Oh, we got the big one. The 9, the 42, the 37, the 24. Yeah, we got a pretty decent sized wreck past the start-finish line. Caution's going to come out. And this will be the race back. We got two Hendrick teammates now trying to make the high line work as all the Fords have now moved down low. Jared Haw trying to side draft the 12. But it's not working out. It looks like we got Wessel making a move up high. But the 10's going to stick with the 4. And the caution is now out. Yeah, so a pretty wild sequence of events. And the one of Anthony Peters is going to get his lap back. He is the lucky dog. Of course, I do have Fox's stream open. And it looks like there may have been a checkup. I believe it was... I didn't know which car in front of the 9 it was, but there was a checkup. And it looked like the 13 of Sal Zavala got into the back of the 9, which caused him to lose control, go up high, hit the 43 of Matt Connors, trying to save it, but overcorrected it and came down and smacked the side of the 42. And the 37 of Kevin Hall was just an innocent bystander, so it was officially like a 3 or 4 car incident, because it looked like the 24 of James Iaconelli might have gotten a piece of that as well. And I accidentally hit next chapter on YouTube. But yeah, we're good now. We got Fox's stream back up, so. And it looks like the 3 is going to take the wave around. So the 3 of Kevin Williams was a lap down, but he lined up 3rd on track. And the 41 of David Wessel easily wins the race off of pit road. He might have only taken 2 tires on that stop. Now, of course, at the big restrictor plate tracks like Daytona and Talladega, tires don't really matter as much, but with the tire wear and fuel consumption rate that we run, it is a good idea to, you know, keep an eye on your tires and see if they don't blow on you. Yes, I know that from experience, because I did run the Cup Series race at the first Talladega race here last season. And I pretty much learned that the hard way. And see, this, and it's stuff like this are the reason why I'm in the booth and they're down there racing. Of course, they're waiting for everybody to catch back up, and when they do that, we will double up once again for the restart. So it is an all Stuart Haas top 4. David Wessel, Tegan Jones, Kamal Wright, and Ryan Parsons the top 4. And then the 2 Penske cars of Cameron Morris and Joshua Harris. So the all Ford top 6 still prevailing here at Talladega at this stage of the race. And they're getting awfully anxious to get back going here, as Wessel at the last minute changed his mind, and he's now going to restart on the high side. So I wonder how well that will work out for him, with Wessel on the high side and now Jones on the inside. The green flag is out. We are back underway at Talladega. .41 in the 4. We're in a bit of a deadlock, but it looks like Wessel takes the lead, or he keeps it, as we already got a lot of shuffling back there in the mid to back of the pack. We're riding along with JC Tirado, who is in the middle of that. And it looks like now we got even more shuffling up front. But now the inside line is working once again. As we see the 10 at Kamal Wright get shuffled out to dry. Yeah, he is dropping like a stone. He is just hoping for somebody to let him in. Yeah, and he's dropping all the way to second to last in front of the 3 of Kevin Williams, who of course took the wave around when everyone else came into pit. So it is still a Stewart-Haas top 2 with the 41 of David Wessel, last week's winner, and the 14 of Ryan Parsons, the last Talladega winner. They're still running single file, hugging that double yellow line on the bottom. Each one of them trying so desperately to stay in line. Yeah, we're looking at the 37 of Kevin Hall, who was involved in that accident that brought out the caution. Of course, he was just the innocent bystander in that, but he's worked his way up to the field pretty well after that wreck, as well as the 9 of Michael Whitman. As currently they're running 7th and 8th. Meanwhile, David Wessel still out front. As they're now coming to the line, as we now have an even 50 laps to go here in the race. Oh, we got the 37 of Hall getting hung out to dry now. He only lost 2 spots, though. I believe he's now running in 9th. And we got the 10 running on the high line again. Running well over 195 miles an hour as they come through the tri-oval. course, looking at Fox's stream and the telemetry I'm seeing, it's actually looking like they're running well over 200 in the tri-oval. And when they're coming into turn 3, they're almost to 210, 215. So yeah, some pretty fast laps are being run by these guys here tonight. Of course, everybody's still running that single file train down on the bottom. As we got the 3, Kevin Williams, who I believe made a pit stop, as why he's running so far in the back, and of course he gets out of the way and lets all the leaders go by. And look at how fast they're running compared to Kevin Williams there in the 3. Well, either he made another pit stop or he spun himself out again, but, well, he's a lap down once more. Of course, he's hoping for another caution to put her back on the lead lap. As we're looking at the 24 of James Iaconelli, who's currently running in 10th. So just inside that top 10. And it looked like he was another one of those cars that was involved in that accident that brought out the caution. As we got a shake-up between the 9 and the 8. And the 8 drops way back. The 8 of JC Torado. So yeah, the 8 has lost the drafts completely. Well, I'm looking at it here on Fox's stream. Yeah, there was a checkup. Yeah, there was a checkup between. Yeah, there was a checkup in the front of the field. The 9 had to back off, and the 8 just got shuffled to the back because of it. So how about Cameron Morris in the 2? He started last by virtue of missing qualifying, but now he's currently running in 6th. Yeah, very nice recovery from the 2 of Cameron Morris after his last place starting position. And it looks like these guys should have about 10 laps of fuel remaining. But if you're the 41 of Wessel, you have even less than that because, well, you're the one leading, you're the one burning the most fuel, whereas all the guys behind you can not only take advantage of the draft, but also not run as much throttle, and thus saving themselves some fuel. Or they're still running that single file train down on that bottom. And now it's looking like the Gen 7 narrow package once again. Of course it is the Ford still in the top 4. 75% of them being Stewart Haas. And of course, they know how to run around tracks like this. As of course, they have won the last 2 restrictor plate races. Of course, Parsons won the last race here at Talladega, which was the playoff race last season. And of course, Tegan Jones won this year's Daytona 500 for the CFRL Cup Series. Of course, Wessel wanting to add his name to that list as well. He is still leading though, but of course when pits come around, we don't know how long that will last. Oh, Wessel got up high, and that's going to open the door for the 14 to make a move. But he drops back in line to let Wessel keep his lead. Because of that, it looked like there was a bit of a checkup in the back of the pack. And some guys had to scramble. So almost a disaster scenario for the 41 of Wessel, but thankfully he had a teammate right behind him to, not be aggressive and take the lead, but to let him get back in line. But of course, that's how they're running right now. But of course, when we get to about like 5 laps to go, it's game over. Everybody's looking after themselves. Yeah, but it's still the Fords in the top 4. And when they come to the line here, they should have about 5 more laps of fuel, so obviously we're coming to that time where their pit window opens. And they gotta be thinking about coming in to get themselves some fuel and tires. Now, of course, when you do enter pit road, you do have to be careful when slowing down. Because if you're too hard on those brakes, you'll definitely spin yourself out. And once you get past that, you then have to worry about not speeding on the pit road. Because, yeah, speeding penalty here, and you're pretty much out of the race at that point. We're riding with Tegan Jones right now. Second on the restart. Dropped a couple of positions since then, but he's still running very well. He is running in 4th place. And of course, he's wanting his Stewart-Haas guys to have themselves a good day. And so far, that's exactly what he's getting. And yeah, it looks like everybody's coming on the pit road, or at least a good chunk of the field is coming on the pit road. All the Fords. All the Fords are in. And that means Bradley Domer Jr. has taken the lead, and all the Chevrolets have stayed out. But now Bradley went up high. And he gets behind his teammate, Michael Whitman. So the 9 takes the top spot. And of course, all the Chevy guys are probably going to be coming in Well, not this lap, because they're all still staying out. Well, if not this lap, then definitely next lap. And there are all those Fords coming off of pit road. Of course, you do have to be careful when exiting the pit. So, of course, they were far enough ahead of the leaders to not worry about them. But, of course, they do have to get up to speed. And look at the run that all the Chevrolets have up high. Yeah, take advantage of them getting up to speed now. And of course, since they are up high, they're not coming down pit road this lap either. And they are still running 2x2. Yeah, but if I were the Chevy camp, if you're about like 1 or 2 laps away from having to pit, like I would let these Fords go so that way you can get yourself down onto the bottom, so you can have an easier time getting on the pit road, and that is exactly what they're doing. And yep, now all the Chevys are coming in. Whoa, Whitman really had to get on those brakes. He was going way too fast. Of course, he was trying not to spin himself out. It looked like he may have been a little too fast coming in. He might get a penalty, but we shall see here. Yeah, it looks like Whitman was too fast going in, as well as the 42 of Michael Fox and the 48 of Bradley Domer Jr. So a huge turn of events for the Chevy camp, as 3 of their biggest players are now pretty much out of the draft. And now all those Fords are now taking advantage of the Chevys getting up to speed. So now Matt Connors is leading that camp. And of course, Parsons ducked down low, so now he's leading the inside briefly before going back up high and joining his teammates. And now Tegan Jones has gotten back up to second. So yeah, all 3 of them, Michael Whitman, Michael Fox, and Bradley Domer Jr. have all sped coming into pit road. So now they're running 12th, 13th, and 14th. And they definitely have their work cut out for them now. Yeah, I don't need, they have an entire backstretch length lead over Whitman, Fox, and Domer. And so now it's up to the 43 of Matt Connors to rally the Chevy camp on the low line. And so far, it looks like it's working as they are sticking with those Fords up high. And it looks like the 43 might get the lead here coming off of turn 2. And he does, but just barely. Of course, he has to thank the 13 of Sal Zabala for that. That big push, but here comes that high lane of Fords again. And they are still running 2 by 2 by 2. Six Fords up high, 5 Chevys down low. Yeah, and I'm looking at the Fox's stream, and I see the gap. I see the gap between Michael Whitman and Jared Haw. And they have, and this pack here has a little over a 14-second gap over 12th place Michael Whitman. Yeah, but now they shoveled a little bit, and now everybody's going down low. So the Chevys are out front once again, and this time it's the 43 of Matt Connors leading that train. But now the Fords are regrouping up high. And now they're ducking down low again. And it seems like the Fords can't really decide what to do now. Do they want to run up high, try to get that going, or stay down low and stay with the draft? Either that or they're trying to size themselves up for the end of the race. Yeah, and there go the Fords, switching lanes again. A little bit of contact between the 88 and the 4. And there was a brief 3 wide situation. And so the Fords again, staying down low. But now Parsons is the one that's going to be shuffled to the back. And we got one car out of the race, and it looks like it's the 7 of Spencer Boyce. It looks like something happened to him, which caused him to, not lag out, but just leave the race entirely. And I bet he realizes that if he's on a PlayStation 4, a new DualShock 4 costs about $60, which is roughly the same price as games from that generation of consoles. But of course, if he's on a PS5, a DualSense controller is going to run you about $70 or $80. But hey, I'm just running estimates here. I'm not... But anyways, it's the Chevy's still out front. But it looks like the Fords have made up their mind, and they're going to try to make the high line work once again. And it has done well for them earlier in the race. But we shall see if it will work out for them again. I believe they are going to be coming to the line with 24 laps to go. Yeah, we're already starting to get into the early stages of this race, or the late stages of this race, I should say. And just to update everyone on the no bull situation, if everything stands right now, Matt Connors will get 5 regular season points, and the highest finishing no bull eligible driver is the 37 of Kevin Hall, and he too will get 5 regular season points. And that is, of course, if it stands once we get to the end of the race, which we all know it will not, because there's definitely going to be one more pit stop or 1 or 2 more stops before the end of the race. And as we saw with the 9, the 42, and the 48, one mistake, either entering pit road or a mistake on track, this running order will be completely flipped on its head. Matt Connors still holding firm on the bottom. But Sal getting shuffled down onto that apron. But that might cost the Chevy some momentum. And as we now see, the Fords are getting hooked up. And they're going to try to rocket around the 43 on the high side. And that's exactly what they do. Tegan Jones has taken the lead, but only briefly, as the Chevys, they're now starting to regroup. So once again, it is 6 Fords up high, 5 Chevrolets down low. They now have 21 laps to go, as the 3 of Kevin Williams ducks out of the way once again. And I think he had to ride the wall in order to do that. So the 4 of Tegan Jones and the rest of that Ford camp have taken over the top spot once again. And now the 14 of Ryan Parsons is doing a little bit of lane switching to see which line's the faster line as they duck out of the way of the 1 of Anthony Peters. Yeah, but now as it stands, with Tegan Jones leading, of course he finished in the top 5 in the last No Bull race at Darlington, so he is eligible for that No Bull bonus. So if it stands right now, not only will Tegan Jones get 5 regular season points, but he will get 2 playoff points on top of the 3 that you get from winning the race normally. Yeah, so 5 regular season points and 5 playoff points are on the line for Tegan Jones if he can hold on to that top spot. And now it seems like everyone was single file for a moment, and the Chevys are trying once again to get a lone lane working, but now everybody's going to go down low. as they're going to be coming to the line with 18 to go with. Yep, pit stops have started, and all the Fords are coming in. And the one of Anthony Peters. Oh, there was almost a bit of contact between the 1 and the 12 there as they come onto pit road, and the 4 and the 41 are locking fenders coming into the pits. So that Chevy camp, led by Matt Connors, has taken over the top spot, at least for now. And the 41 beats everyone off of pit road, and it looks like Tegan Jones got caught speeding. So now we have 4 drivers getting caught with speeding penalties on pit road. So now the Fords are going to be having to deal without their biggest contributor, Tegan Jones. And that's firmly going to hand the lead over to David Wessel once when the pits cycle out. So now this Chevy group, they're looking to see when they're going to be coming onto pit road. They're coming up to the back of that Ford camp, which is now an even Ford camp, and now even between the two, the Fords and the Chevys. But of course, they've got to be thinking about their pit stops as well. And when they do come off of pit road, you got to be locked up together so that way you can get up to speed faster. And yeah, but now all the Chevys are coming in. Oh, the 37 of Kevin Hall misses pit road. A contact between him and the 24. Yeah, the 37 of Kevin Hall misses pit road. So now he's got to come all the way back around. So much like the truck race at Homestead, Miami in 2020, pit entry has been the biggest catalyst for all these guys tonight. And it looks like now all the Chevys that came down pit road that lap, looks like they got caught speeding. Except for the 43 of Matt Connors. So now Connors all by his lonesome. And he's basically going to be a sitting duck with all those Fords behind him. Oh, and they get way down low to go around him. And the 8 of JC Torado is also in that group. I believe he is a lap down. And Kevin Hall has made it back onto pit road. Yeah, so another very wild sequence on this cycle of pit stops. We got the 4 of Tegan Jones spitting. We got all of the, if I can talk, we got the 4 of Tegan Jones speeding. And then with the Chevy train, all of them except for the 43 of Matt Connors sped. But as I'm looking on the stream here, it looks like the 88 of Jared Haw is the leader. But he will not be the leader for long as that Ford train is coming. Yep, and they just shoot to the high lane. But it looks like the 88 will catch the draft. So he will still be in contention for this race win. But with plenty of fast Fords in front, he's got his work cut out for him. As we now have 12 laps to go. And I believe the 8 of JC Torado is a lap or more down. Oh, contact between the 8 and the 88. Yeah, the 8 of JC Torado's on pit road, so yeah, that does confirm that he was a lap down car. So yeah, the top 6. 5 Fords and 1 Chevy. There's the 41 of David Wessel. And as it stands right now, in terms of the no bull, Wessel will get himself 5 regular season points. And the highest finishing, the highest running Noble driver at the moment is the 14 of Ryan Parsons. So if Wessel wins and gets 5 points, Parsons will get 5 points as well. Of course, regular season points. As there's 9.5 laps to go in the race now. David Wessel, last week's winner. And he won it in a dominant fashion at Kansas. And he's wanting to go back-to-back tonight. And behind him, his teammate, the 10 of Kamal Wright. Now, of course, he dominated Richmond, but he lagged out with 3 laps to go. So, you know he's wanting to get himself a win as well. There's 9 laps to go now. And I don't think we're at that point yet where it's every driver for themselves. But, yeah, we are getting close to it. And I would say we're about 3 laps away from that. But yeah, that's something that you got to think about if you're the 41 of Wessel. You know, having a teammate behind you is great and all. And also having a manufacturer teammate behind you is great and all. But you do have to think about them making moves on you, because again, like coming with about 5 laps to go, it's going to be game over. Every man for himself. Well, we're getting close to finding out. There's 7 laps to go now. And that 41 is still leading. And I bet he's probably thinking about how great it would be to go back to back. He's going to cross the line with 6 laps to go. Of course, it's going to be inevitable that no more cautions are going to come out when we come back around. And of course, everyone's still running single file, minding their P's and Q's. Yeah, if you're Kamal right on back, you're thinking about when you're going to make the move. And if you're the 41 of David Wessel, you're thinking about how you're going to hold on. As they come to the line, 5 laps to go, no more cautions. And I bet David Wessel's heart is pounding at 1,000,000 miles an hour right now. Because he's leading at Talladega. He almost won the Daytona 500. He pushed his teammate Tegan Jones to victory in that race. But now with him leading, like, yeah, he wants to win this race. 4 laps to go. There's contact between all the Fords in the back. Harris, Morris, Parsons. And we got Peters in there as well. And that puts the 88 of Jared Haw up in the 3rd. Yeah, so he wants to go out there and win this race now. And he's got to run. But he's not ready to make that move yet. They're coming up on the 4 Tegan Jones to put him a lap down. 3 laps to go. And I'm sure that Tegan Jones sees 2 of his cars leading, and he wants to help out any way he can. Yeah, but the train's coming up on him now. Yeah, but he ducks out of the way. Two laps to go. Yeah, it is now a 6-horse race between David Wessel, Kamal Wright, Jared Haw, Joshua Harris, Ryan Parsons, and Cameron Morris. They're now under a lap and a half to go. All I can say is strap yourselves in, pull those belts tight, because it's going to be a wild last lap. White flag in the air, 1 more lap to go. And Kamal Wright already thought about making the move up high. Yeah, there he goes. Kamal making the move up high. Contact between the 10 and the 41. A contact again. And they're double file. Harris going behind the 10. And they are side by side. Coming off turn 4, even more contact. Kamal Wright getting the help from Joshua Harris on the last lap on the back straightaway. He's going to avenge Richmond. Kamal Wright wins at Talladega. Speechless. Yeah, if you saw the fall race at Talladega, then you know how that one went, at least from the broadcast perspective. And it's Kevin Hall that gets the fastest lap of the race. So Kamal Wright timing that move on the back straightaway with help from Joshua Harris. And it was that move that put him into victory lane. And we're going to go ahead and get him in here. Or better yet, I should start my own party. I totally forgot to do that. Yeah, and there he is, your race winner, Kamal Wright. And all I can say is, wow, you timed that move on the back straightaway to perfection. Like, did you think that move was going to work out in your favor?
Honestly, I didn't think so because Weasel was checking up the line, so it like kind of prevented me from getting a run. But like I hit the gas and I just swung it up to the top, hoping for the best. I tried to side draft him, didn't mean to make contact when I'm down the backstretch, but you know, got help from the 12. Shout out to him. I think someone else was pushing. I don't know who. I don't know if it's Ryan or S'mores, but you know, I like to thank all the Fords are helping out. And yeah, I'll take home the win after pretty rough season.
Yeah, overall, the Fords had a very solid day, a very dominant day, as a matter of fact. Do you think that the performance of the Fords tonight is going to translate to the rest of the season?
Um, I think so. We're keeping up the momentum. We're doing good with our cars and the setups and stuff like that. So I think so.
Yeah, and of course, and I do have to bring this up if you don't mind. Do you think that this win avenges your lag out with 3 laps to go at Richmond?
Um, I mean, I would say this race I didn't really like. Out of this race, it's just like more like it was more like luck and skill. It's, well, not really too much skill, but you know, it was mostly like luck by chance and being in the right position and stuff. Richmond, I just feel like that that car was dominant, and um, I would say it takes the pain away a little bit, but that is still it still bothers me. Richmond still bothers me here. So
Well, I mean, the finish from the Richmond race might have bothered you, but you got yourself a win to make up for it, and you're locked into the playoffs. How does that feel?
Oh, it feels amazing. I don't have to battle on the cut line ever. I don't have to battle the cut line this season. You know, the last 2 seasons I was battling on the cut line. I felt like I shouldn't been there, but circumstances and stuff.
Well, a very wild finish leads to you securing a playoff berth, and congratulations on your win tonight, and we'll see you next week for the doubleheader.
All right, 10-4. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. And now let's go ahead and bring in your runner-up finisher, Mr. Joshua Harris, who was the one that pushed Kamal Wright to the win when he started to make that move. And there he is, Joshua Harris, your runner-up finisher. Yeah, pretty wild finish there with you and Kamal Wright locking up and getting the 10 that win. How did it feel seeing a Ford in victory lane?
I think we kind of executed our race pretty well, especially throughout the run. Earlier in the race when we went to the high line, I don't know what the bottom lane was doing. And the Fords, most of us got up there, I think all of us did, and passed them. And then we were just waiting to see if they was going to follow us to the high lane or if someone was going to make the move and jump down. And I think the 7 did, and that checked the lineup even more. But it was a good race overall. And then the green flag pit stops, a lot of people sped the first time, and then the second time a lot of more people sped, which gave us the numbers. And it was pretty good to finish second, even though I probably most likely needed to win. But I told the 10 I was content in riding behind him, pushing him to the win if got the chance, and he did. So that locks him in. Good second place for the 12 car. Hopefully I can snatch a win or try to get more points before this playoff starts.
Yeah, and going back to those cycles of green flag pit stops, and as you said, a lot of those guys, especially, the big name guys like
Yeah.
Whitman and Fox and Jones and Domer Jr.,
Bradley,
they all sped like on pit road, and even all of the Chevys that were led by Matt Connors. Like, how much did it shake up the race for pretty much everyone involved?
It shook it up because like you said, you mostly named Chevys in that group. Mike, Bradley, Kevron, Sal, Mind Killer, and Tegan was the only Ford out of the group to speed. So that ultimately gave us the numbers. And at the end, we shot past the 43. He couldn't get in our draft, and shot past the 88, but he stayed with us. So he knew at that point it was nothing he could do to try to get help to win the race because he was surrounded by Fords, and the other Chevy was a lap down. So once we was here and those guys sped, it was, I guess you could say, music to our ears because it, like I said at the beginning, it gave us numbers, and all we wanted was a Ford to win. So that was the goal.
Now, looking at the points, you are pretty safe above the cut line. So, do you think this performance can help translate your playoff hopes going forward?
So yes and no. I still feel like I need a win, need more points, but I need that race to come through. I know when I can get a win. So right now, only way I can do it is point my way in, getting good finishes. As I felt like I had the last few weeks, a lot of top tens, is coming more consistent, finding my groove versus how I did the start of the season. So if I can keep this up and just score points, if I can't get a win, I feel like I can really get into the playoffs, point my way in.
Well, we can't wait to see what happens there. Congratulations on a very strong runner-up finish, and we'll see you next week for the doubleheader.
Thank you, Steve. Next week.
All right, well, let's go ahead and bring in The third place finisher, Mr. David Wessel. Of course, he was leading on the last lap when they got to the back straightaway. But of course, it looked like he had the car to win, but he just fell victim to his teammate making the move on him. You still got to feel pretty good about a third place. And there he is, your third place finisher, David Wessel. Like, it looked like you had the car that could win the race, but it was your teammate with the help of Joshua Harris that stole it away from you. How does it feel about that?
A little disappointed and a little annoyed, but it is what it is.
Yeah, of course, since you were leading, did you feel like that you were going to be the most vulnerable up there?
No, I felt like I was fine. I was kind of, because I noticed that he kept trying to get runs on me, so I kept checking up to try to not let that gap get too big where he could get a run on me. And I felt like I was doing good at that, but, you know, when it's all the Fords against me, I guess I'm just the lowest on the Ford totem pole.
Yeah, but it's still a very solid day for the Fords overall, especially with a lot of the guys, especially in the Chevy camp, getting speeding penalties. And did you feel like those speeding penalties sort of translated to Ford's domination in the latter half of the race?
Yeah, it seemed like all the Chevys, like Mike, Bradley, they all sped into that first pit stop, I think, in the last stage. And that just kind of killed the Chevys. Like, I know there were still a few up there, like Matt and Kevron and stuff, and then, you know, they ended up speeding again on the last stop. So that kind of left Matt and JB out by themselves, and we were just kind of able to take them over.
Yeah, but next week we have the doubleheader, Mid-Ohio and New Hampshire. Do you have any plans or strategies for those pair of races?
No, I'm really bad at New Hampshire, so we'll see how it goes. I don't know.
Yeah, we definitely will see how it goes. Congratulations on a very solid third place finish. I know you kind of sound disappointed, but a third place is still a very good result, and we will see you next week at the doubleheader.
Thank you. Also, I want to say congratulations to Kamal. That was a good win.
All right, let's go ahead and bring in the fourth place finisher. That is Mr. Ryan Parsons, who was one of the top 5 no bull eligible drivers, and thus he gets himself 5 extra regular season points. And of course, with Kamal Wright winning, he also gets 5 regular season points. Evan, there he is, your fourth place finisher, Ryan Parsons. A very good day for you, especially considering that you were the highest finishing of the 5 no bull drivers, getting yourself 5 extra regular season points. So how does it feel about that?
Repeat the question. It took me forever to load in.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, you got yourself a fourth place finish. You're the highest finishing no bull driver, meaning you get yourself 5 extra regular season points. So how does it feel knowing that fact?
Oh, shit. I didn't even realize that, to be honest with you. I was more focused on what was going on in front of me. I didn't even realize I was the highest no bull finisher. Damn. All right. Gladly we'll take that.
Yeah, not only do you get yourself 5 points, but race winner and your teammate, Kamal Wright, gets 5 points as well. So how does those 5 extra points for you help out with your playoff chances?
You know, I mean, I'm already solid in points, so it helps me kind of build more of a gap. But, I mean, I'm solid on points right now. Now it's just me focusing on getting a win at this point.
Yeah, and of course with the win for Kamal Wright locking himself in, Still getting those 5 points though. But let's talk. And I've been talking about this with the other guys, but the Fords had a very, very dominant day, especially in the latter half of the race, and I'm sure that it was because of all those speeding penalties that contributed to it. Do you agree that it was the speeding penalties that came into play?
Execution, really. I mean, speeding doesn't help the Chevys, and we didn't really speed, so it's really just execution of the plan, and it worked. But the speeding probably helped a little bit, and it definitely got us out front, gave us the numbers that we needed. So thankfully that happened. I don't know if none of the speeding happened, things would have changed. Would have never have known.
Yeah, but next week we've got not one but two races for the doubleheader, Mid-Ohio and New Hampshire. You have any plans or strategies going into there?
Nope. Two tracks that I'm not very good at.
Well, I couldn't have said it better myself, but Parsons, congratulations on your very solid fourth place finish and a dominating day for the Fords, and we'll see you next week for the doubleheader.
All right, thank you.
All right, let's go ahead and bring in our last driver for today, and that is the 88 of Jared Haw. Yeah, he was running up there for a good chunk of the race, but all of his Chevy comrades kind of just fell by the wayside when they all started speeding. Let me go ahead and search for him here. There he is. And the invite is out. And there he is, Jarrett Haw, with the only Chevy finishing in the top five. But you were pretty much running out front for a good chunk of the race, but then all of your Chevy comrades kind of fell by the wayside when it came to entering pit road. But did you think that without those mistakes, the Chevys could have had something for the Fords?
Yeah, I think we would have had a better shot. Did not execute this race how we really wanted to. I feel that if we would have been able to all pull out the strategy that I was able to employ, we may have had a better shot. But, I mean, it was just unfortunate circumstances. Usually I'm the one making mistakes on pit road. This is a turn of event that's not normal. So, I mean, I think it would have definitely had a bigger impact on the race. I don't know that we would have been able to win it. The Fords were really strong, but definitely would have at least been able to maybe make some moves there at the end to get a Chevy in victory lane, but I was just outnumbered there, so.
Yeah, but after that last cycle of green flag pit stops, you were the highest running Chevy. And you were still running in that top pack with all those four drivers and, still in their draft. But do you think that you could have made a move for the win if you wanted to?
Well, I wanted to help Kamal. I mean, not necessarily help Kamal, but I was willing to push him out. But I was afraid that if I did help him, they would have all dove back to the bottom and left him and I out to dry. So I started to make the move with him, then I went back down, and looking back at it, I should have just stayed with him. But, yeah, I was afraid to make that move because I was afraid I'd get left out, and I don't think there was anywhere for me to get that win. There's just 5 Fords. I mean, Incog was with me, but even then, 5 Fords versus 2 Chevys, I don't think that we would have been able to make a race-winning move. I mean, maybe a higher positioning move, but probably not a race-winning move.
Next week, we have the doubleheader of Mid-Ohio and New Hampshire. What's your game plan going into that?
Well, Mid-Ohio, I've always been fast there, but I've never had a very good starting position, and that's pretty much what has killed my races there for the last 2 years now. So hopefully we can get a better qualifying spot for that race and be there when it counts. But I've always been really good at Loudon, so I'm hoping that we can have some good luck there. Maybe turn around our winless drought here and hopefully get back to victory lane. I mean, I'm rocking 3 straight top 5s, so I mean, I can't complain about performance right now. Just not quite there to get the wins, but hopefully I can get one here soon.
Well, we hope to see what happens from there, and but congratulations on your top 5, and we'll see you at the doubleheader.
Alrighty, thank you, and thank you for broadcasting.
Of course. All right, and that should do it for the post-race interview. So I'm gonna probably go ahead and call stream here. So, final thoughts on the race. I mean, the place delivered quite a show, I would say. In a battle between Fords and Chevys, it was the Fords that executed their game plan with as few mistakes as possible, and with a pretty wild last lap pass on the back straightaway, it was Kamal Wright avenging his heartbreak at Richmond to take the win at the place, Talladega. Congratulations to him, locking himself into a playoff spot and getting himself 5 extra regular season points. And yeah, it should be a pretty fun next week as well, as we are going to be running the doubleheader at Mid-Ohio and New Hampshire. Of course, the midweek series is off this week, so it will just be the Cup guys running next week. So should be a pretty fun pair of races, that doubleheader. And usually, of course, we will start with Mid-Ohio, the road course, and then finish it up with New Hampshire, the oval. So hopefully you'll join us for that, and would like to thank you for checking out the stream tonight. So don't forget to like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you all next week for the doubleheader. So have a good night, everyone. We'll see you then.